Welcome back, everyone. Oz here. And today I've got some r/AmITheEx for you all. As per usual, I'll be reading the post, giving you my opinions, and I hope you do the same down in the comments below. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Posted to r/True Off My Chest. We have a bit of a three-part saga here, and part 2 is what was posted to r/AmITheEx, but we're starting from the beginning. My stepdaughter ran away from the birthday party I threw for her. I, 35 female, have been married for 7 years to my husband, 45 male, who is a single father to my stepdaughter, Lucy, 15 female. Also, I have a son from a previous relationship, Toby, 10 male. In these 7 years, Lucy never recognized us as a family, and when she introduces us, we are Dad's wife and Dad's wife's son. Birthdays are very important to me. Ever since Toby was born, I've thrown giant birthday parties for him. That didn't change after I married my husband, and I thought about doing it for Lucy as well, but she refused. She refuses every year, and everything related to her birthday is banned from the house. Since she's turning 15 this year, I decided to throw her a surprise party. We organized it with Toby. Invitations to her classmates, family and close friends, games, karaoke, catering, and decorations. Not even my husband knew. I took the day off from work and Toby skipped school to fix everything. At night, my husband and Lucy arrived. They have dinner alone for her birthday, and we yelled, "Surprise!" They didn't look happy, but I assumed it was because of the surprise. My husband didn't say anything to me, and Lucy disappeared almost immediately. I assumed to go talk to her friends. The party was amazing. Everyone had fun. The games were a hit, and overall, I had a great time. When bringing the cake to sing happy birthday, I called for Lucy, but she wasn't in the party. We looked for her around the house, but she wasn't there. And neither was my husband. After half an hour of trying to call them both on their cell phones, the mood got ruined and everyone left. The two returned after midnight and didn't feel guilty about leaving. I immediately asked them why they left. Lucy didn't say anything and went to her bedroom, and my husband told me to calm down. He explained that Lucy wasn't feeling well, so they went to the beach. I scolded him for not telling me, but he just shrugged and said, "You were too busy enjoying the party to notice," and went to sleep. I don't understand why they both disrespected me like that. I invested a lot of time and money in the party, and they haven't even apologized for leaving. It's been 3 days, and the two act as if nothing happened. When I try to talk about it, Lucy looks at me like I'm crazy, and my husband doesn't call her out on it. I'm tired of her indifference. I threatened my husband to take Toby and leave if they didn't open up about it, but he, surprise, shrugged and told me to calm down. I love them both, but this party disaster has made me believe it's not reciprocated, and I'm seriously considering getting a divorce. Part 2. Update. It's been a very difficult week, and I thought I'd update you on it. I appreciate all the comments, and they were helpful to me in realizing several things. The first is that the party was never really for Lucy. You see, this year, I asked my husband to throw me a birthday party. I had high expectations, and it turned out to be a small gathering with less than 10 people. No decorations, and a supermarket cake, since my husband started planning 3 days before. This party was redemption for me, and I admit it. The second thing is how intrusive I've been with Lucy. But I've been in that girl's life for 7 years. I watched her grow up and I love her. So it's not easy for me to see how she ignores me, how she rejects my son, and the lack of love that she has for us. I apologized to her and she didn't say anything. 2 days after my first post, a woman called saying that Lucy didn't attend her therapy session that week. I asked my husband about it, and he admitted that she has social anxiety, which made her uncomfortable being at a crowded party, so they left. That broke my heart. I asked my husband why he didn't tell me, and he said, "She didn't want me to tell you." So I didn't. I couldn't believe it. Last Friday, I got the bill for the party. It was more expensive than I thought, around 5 figures, and I discussed it with my husband. 5 figures? Jesus. And I discussed it with my husband. He couldn't believe that I spent so much, and he immediately stipulated that he won't give me a penny, since it was my idea and I did it without anyone's permission. We fought about it since I don't have that much, and he was adamant. He told me that with that money, we could have renovated the house or had a family trip, and it's my problem. Upon insisting, he said something along the lines of, "We weren't even at your stupid party, so stop bothering me." We fought about it. I yelled at him that Lucy will never see us as a family or see me as a parent if he acts like that. He said that he didn't marry me looking for a new mom for Lucy, and that if I keep trying to meddle in her business and doing stupid things, quoting the party, then we're done, because he's sick of my stupidity and that I embarrassed them. That was it for me, so I took my son and we left. I haven't received a single call from him. I saw on social media that they went out to dinner. Lucy quoted a good family time, and they both looked happy. It's clear that they don't care about us. Toby is inconsolable over all of this, and so am I. My mom insists that I find a divorce lawyer, but I think I'm pregnant. Not confirmed yet, and I don't want to raise another child with an absent father. Update 2. Hello, it's been a while, and it's all been pretty stressful, but I don't want to leave this unfinished. To begin with, sad news, at least for me. I was pregnant. We'd been trying to have a baby for years, and I confirmed my pregnancy while we were separated. I reached out to him to tell him the news, and he was excited, as he loves being a father. Sadly, I lost the baby a few days later. I don't think it was due to stress. I got pregnant with my son by a miracle, and in my family, the women only have one baby. After losing my baby, we both talked. He didn't apologize for the party issue, just informed me that he was sorry for the loss and that he's willing to work things out between us. But I can't keep meddling in Lucy's personal affairs or spending big money on stupid crap behind his back. That pissed me off a bit. Even though it was a very big event and it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, it was done with good intentions. And maybe if he had thrown me a proper birthday party, I wouldn't have done it. He laughed and said he couldn't believe this was all about a stupid party, and suggested that I should grow up since people our age have better things to think about, and it's silly that I got so many hopes up for just a birthday. At that moment, I realized it wouldn't work out. Even if birthdays are silly to some people, they're important to me, and he can't respect that. Maybe he never really knew me and only married me so he wouldn't be alone. He never stepped out of his comfort zone to do anything for me, and Lucy pretends that me and my son don't exist. All the love I had for the two of them vanished. We officially divorced last week. He didn't fight me about anything because we signed a prenup. He just demanded not to pay for my party expenses. My few savings and some loans went to pay the expenses of the party, and it was all for nothing. My son is devastated that he's no longer living with his stepdad. My ex offered joint custody, but I want us to stay away from that family. I hope one day my son understands why I did it. Although my ex loved him, I don't think he's a good person. Lucy didn't say anything when we went to pack our things. Later on social media, she posted a photo of her with my ex, captioned, "My family is happy again." That really hurt, so I blocked her. I didn't expect a tearful farewell, but that at least she felt something. But nothing. Before we got married, it was just the two of them. We were just nuisances to her. And now that he got rid of us, she's happy. That's all. This has been very painful, but I hope that in the long run, it will be the best for me and my son. I'll focus on being a good mother to him for now. Thanks for all the comments. So, you spent $10,000 on a surprise party for someone who you were very well aware that she had no interest in the party. She had always refused, always said no, so you went out on a limb and threw a massive party which was close to 5 figures if not over, and were shocked that she didn't want the thing that she told you that she didn't want. And not once during the party that you were having fun at did you notice that the birthday girl and her father were nowhere to be found for the entire length of the party before the cake cutting. Like, you didn't even see them in passing, and that wasn't even like a potential red flag for you. And then later on, you admitted that the party was never actually for Lucy. It was actually to get back at the fact that your husband only spent 3 days planning your birthday party and got you a supermarket cake. Your ex was putting Lucy first, his daughter, throughout the relationship. And if this is how you approached your relationship with Lucy throughout the entirety of it for the 7 years or so that you've known her, I don't blame her for being distant, because your love feels artificial. It feels fake and surface level. You're more interested in buying the love than actually earning it, and feeling that because you've bought it, you now deserve it. You're giving with the expectation that you're going to receive something of equal value back. That's just a recipe for disappointment, because now you have the expectation that you're going to have to receive a gift of equal value. And when it doesn't happen, well, case in point. You spent this entire saga more focused on how you feel and never once considered how they might feel. You threw a party without asking after being told numerous times they didn't want a party. Spent $10,000 on it, then turned around and handed the people who didn't want the party the bill. I also get the impression that this is now the first time you've had a conversation similar to this with your husband. Judging by his just general demeanor and how you've explained him, it sounds like this isn't his first rodeo with you. And probably same goes for Lucy. I am very sorry for the loss of your pregnancy though, and I certainly understand how devastating that can be. Cross-posted from r/AmITheAsshole. Am I the asshole for saying my girlfriend looks like she can't ride a bike? My girlfriend, 28 female, and me, 29 male, have been dating for the past 3 years. We do date Fridays every month and rotate who plans them. But because it's been 3 years, I'm running out of ideas. I started brainstorming out loud for our next date night, and as I was talking, I said, we could rent bikes. Oh, if that's okay with you. My girlfriend was like, why wouldn't that be okay with me? And I said, because you can't ride a bike. She was super confused and told me she knows how to ride a bike and asked me why I thought she couldn't, because everyone knows how to ride a bike. I said, I don't know, you just look like you wouldn't know how to ride a bike. We got into a massive argument all night because apparently that was rude. But she genuinely looks like she's never even seen a bike before. Like iPhone face, but for never having rode a bike before. I don't know. She went to her friend's house for the next 2 days and refuses to talk to me until I apologize, but I don't think I need to apologize because it's true. Why is she so offended by what she looks like? What does she look like? Do you want to elaborate on what the fuck that means? Also, what the hell is an iPhone face? Okay, I had to look it up. Honestly, this is just extremely shallow and probably just a product of the makeup department. But it pretty much just boils down to you have way too modern facial features or aesthetics, and you aren't timeless in your beauty. So how the fuck does that apply to not looking like you can ride a bike? Also, you've been dating her for 3 years. How is that, never come up once? Also, how are you 29 and incapable of comprehending that this comes across as an insult? She's refusing to talk to you until you apologize, but I don't think I need to apologize because it's true. Okay, well enjoy being single, dude. I don't know what to tell ya. Cross-posted from r/Am I Wrong? Am I wrong for telling my 25 male girlfriend, 24 female, her new hair makes her look too white? So my girlfriend is half white, half Korean, and recently decided she wanted to change her hair. She has naturally long black hair that I absolutely love. Hair is honestly the most important physical feature to me, more so than any more commonly sexualized features. Heck hey? But I supported her decision because I didn't want to be a jerk. She decided to dye it blonde and go for a more mid-length look with bangs. As I said, I was supportive and told her it looked good, which isn't a total lie. She still looks very beautiful, but she just looks like a different person now, and I don't like that. I miss her old hair, but I wasn't going to say anything, and I figured she would go back to her natural color eventually on her own. But the other night we were having sex, and I was having trouble performing, which is unusual. I was just mentally distracted and kept losing my erection. Sorry if that's TMI, but it's a necessary detail because she asked me what was bothering me / what's wrong. I told her I just had stuff on my mind. She asked if I wanted to talk about it. I said no and offered to just go down on her so she could finish. We dropped it at that for the night. Then it happened again a few nights later, and this time she was more insistent I tell her what was bothering me, which I tried to just shut down because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. But she pushed and asked if it was something she did. And I said not really, which she was like, not really? What does that mean? And I didn't know how to answer. Finally, I just decided to be honest and said I felt like I was having sex with someone else because her hair makes her look so different. But I tried to emphasize that she didn't look bad, just different, that I would have to get used to it. But it did upset her anyway. She thought it meant I wasn't attracted to her anymore, but I kept insisting it was just different, not bad. She finally asked, "Different how? I just changed my hair." And I said, "I don't know, like it makes you look too white, I think. You look like someone else entirely." And that just made it worse. She was completely taken aback over the "too white" comment, which was just offhanded. I didn't mean anything by it, but she focused on that part really heavily and just kept getting more and more upset the more we argued, to the point she got out of bed, started to cry, and locked herself in the bathroom. I tried to apologize, but she was really upset. So I left her alone and went to the kitchen to get something to drink. We didn't talk the rest of the night. The next day, she was still upset, but started talking about going back to her natural hair color because I hate the way she looks, which I never said. And we argued about it some more. She ended up going to stay with her sister for tonight, and that's where we are now. Did I fuck up here? The comment was offhanded, and I didn't mean it in a racist way or anything. I was just trying to explain why she looked like a different person with the new hairstyle. Okay, buddy. I know that you probably didn't mean this, but the way that you worded hair is honestly the most important physical feature to me, more so than any more commonly sexualized features. That makes it sound like you're lumping in hair with, like, thighs, tits, and ass over, like, facial features or personality, sense of humor, just other things that you might find attractive about someone. Like feet. I'm kidding. But by you comparing hair to sexualized features, it makes it sound like you're sexualizing the hair, which, I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing, but dude, I don't know where to go from here. Like, the thing is you made it a racist thing by mentioning that she's mixed, and also the fact that she now looks too white. As if her looking too white is a bad thing, which makes it sound like you're fetishizing the Korean aspect of her. Like, I hope that's not what you're doing, and that's not what you meant to do, but that's how it comes across, my man. So either you have a bad case of athlete's gums from putting your foot in your mouth too often, or, well, you end up on the kind of more not-so-okay side of the spectrum where you're fetishizing the race of your girlfriend to the point where, when she looks too white, you are incapable of keeping it up. If it's not the latter, then you must have some issues with object permanence. Is peekaboo quite the wild ride for you? Comment from user BMW5986. Fun fact, that's the last 4 digits of your BMW's VIN. I know that. That was an incredibly racist offhand comment. From there, it sounds like you've reduced her all but down to her hair to a fetish that exists for your gratification. People change their hair all the time. That doesn't change who they are, what they mean to you, and it shouldn't change how you feel about her if it's something temporary, like hair. Was it a drastic change? Yeah, but she's still the woman you supposedly love. Your comment told her you only love and accept her when she looks Korean enough for you. As a mixed-race person, that would just kill me. We get told we aren't enough of the one, the other, or both all the time. To hear it from someone who supposedly loves me would be relationship ending for me. User Bunny Wasabi comments further. As a half Asian, half white with dark hair and actually look half white with blonde hair, thank you for saying this. A lot of the time I feel out of place. I'm either not white enough or not Asian enough, and it makes me feel simply not enough. My ex was like this. He didn't like it when I dyed my hair because I looked like a white chick and not Asian enough. I ended up breaking up with him because I am both and everything in between. You can't love just a part of me and try to hide the other side. I felt like getting additional perspective would have been important because my skin tone is a reference color for whiteout, so I felt getting perspectives from beyond my own would have been good. Cross-posted from r/am I overreacting. Am I overreacting? I think I ruined everything with the woman who helped me more than anyone ever has. And I don't know how to live with myself. I don't know what I'm looking for here. Judgment, advice, someone to tell me I'm not the worst person alive, I don't know. All I want to do is let this out. There's this woman, Mia, or Maya. She is very intelligent, top of her class, could solve a problem just by staring at it. We met last year when I got involved in a really complicated situation dealing with my dad's old business partners. Long story short, they basically dared me to pull off something insanely difficult to prove myself before they'd let me take on a leadership role in the family company. I ended up asking Mia for help because I didn't know how to do it on my own. Even though she didn't owe me anything, she put a lot of effort into it. Late nights, spreadsheets, and even helping me in navigating some shady legal loopholes. Honestly, without her, none of it would have been possible. She believed in me more than I did. Somewhere in the middle of all of that, we started dating. She was also intense. She cared in this all-or-nothing way that made you feel like the center of the universe. It was compulsive. The thing I didn't want to acknowledge at the time, though, I loved how useful she was to me. I loved the brilliance, the devotion, the way she made everything easier. And once the whole challenge was completed and those people who doubted me started treating me like royalty again, I stopped needing her as much. That's when things got messy. Mia started suggesting we move in together, start fresh, but suddenly all her intensity felt suffocating. I told her things were going too fast. She said she was sacrificing so much for me, which is true, but saying it aloud just made me feel guilty, not grateful. Now, my father's partners act like I'm some kind of genius for work I didn't even do, and Mia won't answer my texts. A mutual friend told me she's done saving men who don't deserve her. The worst part is, I didn't even realize how much she meant to me until she was gone. Until the high of winning wore off and all I could think about was how she looked when she realized I was pushing her away. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know if I even deserve to. I just can't stop thinking that I'm no hero, that I'm the very kind of man she warned me I'd become. I don't know what to do with that. So, are you wanting the relationship, or are you wanting your meal ticket for your, family company? User Marston's Ghost actually puts it perfectly. Now my father's partners act like I'm some kind of genius for the work I didn't do, and Mia won't answer my texts. Here, let me rephrase it for you. My nepotism overlords want me to repeat my results, and I'm screwed because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing without my unpaid personal assistant to hold my hand. In the end, good for Mia for walking away because, dude, you just don't deserve her. Cross-posted from r/relationship advice. My girlfriend, 20 female, has scrubbed all photos of me, 21 male, from her social media and her room. How do I handle her explanation? My girlfriend and I have been getting into quite a few back and forth fights over the past month, and it feels like nothing is changing. Recently, she started removing photos of me from her Instagram. When I brought it up to her, she eventually removed me from everything entirely, including her highlights. We talked about this a couple of nights ago. She told me she is simply exploring herself while in college and doesn't want social media to be the center point of our relationship. She also mentioned that in the past she had asked me to post photos of her more often and felt I didn't do so regularly enough. Throughout the entire conversation, she was very cold and seemed almost emotionless, which made the interaction feel even more distant. Beyond social media, I've noticed that photos of us in her room have also disappeared. When I asked about them, she said the wall of photos fell off a month ago. The one on the desk fell behind and she was too lazy to pick it up. And the ones on her door were taken down because she bumped them and didn't want them to rip. When I expressed that this is bothering me deeply and impacts how I view the security of our relationship, she told me I was overreacting and accused me of stalking her pages. I had only checked once. She says she isn't going to change anything about it. I'm hurting and feeling very disconnected right now. What are some constructive ways to handle a situation where a partner is physically and digitally removing my presence from their life while remaining emotionally distant? How can I effectively communicate my need for security when my partner dismisses these concerns as overreacting? Edit. Super late. About a week after posting this, I broke things off with her. About 2 months out, things have been much better for me. If anyone is going through a similar situation, someone like this is not worth your time. You're worth more than that. Thanks for all the support. I am glad that is the direction that OP went because that is what I was going to recommend because it is clear that she has no interest in the relationship, and Actually, honestly, it's definitely an eyebrow raise that she is actively making it seem to anyone who might pass by her or interact with her that she is single, and with her also being emotionally cold, yeah, she checked out of the relationship, and it sounds like she just wants you to end things rather than actually just ending things herself. Also, you bringing up a valid concern about the fact that you're actively being erased from her social media, and that's being simply just dismissed as you stalking your girlfriend's social media pages, that's definitely a red flag and a massive yikes. Cross-posted from r/AmITheAsshole with an H. Would I be the asshole if I gave my girlfriend an ultimatum? Hello, we've been in a relationship for 4 years. Life separated us. Our relationship turned into a distant one to save money for marriage for 9 months. I tell everything to my girlfriend, but she leaves me blank about what she does in her life. When something funny happens, when something frustrating happens at work, anywhere, I share with her to start a dialogue in which we both share new things. However, she leaves me blank mostly. She leaves work, goes out with her family. I learn it from her family's Instagram stories. She doesn't call me or text me much. 4 to 5 messages max, post 2 p.m. These months, she started to go out with her colleagues after work. Yet again, I started to learn it from stories of others. Once I asked her why she did that, and she told me that her supervisor was there with her husband, so it was something casual, and she wasn't going to share it with me if I hadn't asked. Once happened, I learned the other day. I started to learn a little about her life while I started to overshare just to conform to her. I told her how frustrated I feel when I overshare and know little about her life twice. Last month we had a chance to be together for 15 days and she didn't want me to come to. Her family also doesn't like me, that's why we couldn't get married before. Now, she wants to go to a concert organized by the company. She's going to come to my city. Private concert, luxury hotels, the entire company will be there for 2 days and she won't see me. The worst thing is that I know I won't hear from her properly for those 2 days, except for short texts. Will I be the asshole if I give her an ultimatum and ask her not to go there and break up if she goes? I already feel like something's going on for nearly 2 weeks and I feel like she's ignoring my feelings, although I opened myself up twice. The last one was 4 days ago, the concert popped up yesterday. Edit. I told her that I don't want to have 2 days in blank, and I told her not to go. She said what I was saying was not important. She'll go either way. I told about how I felt, tested her attitude a bit, and opened up the issues we had this month. She was like, "You could ask. I don't have to share my life with you. You're making these things up," etc., and told me new details about a so-called unplanned event which turned out to be not unplanned but was planned. I broke up. I cannot describe how cold her messages were while I was breaking up. Indeed, it seems I lost her probably months ago. I don't feel sad. I feel shocked, but not in a bad way. Perhaps my skin is getting much thicker than I think. 4 years of side campaign is over now. I do not think I wasted too much. I learned what not to do anymore. Some other details. We were going to go abroad together. She had sold me once. Then couldn't make it there. Returned. I found all the jobs she had in my city, including teaching in a college. Since she went to another city, my presence was kind of a danger to her family somehow. In our 3rd year, I lost my job, and there were some other medical and family issues, so my world had been turned upside down, and since then, I've been working nearly 18 hours a day, and I've made a great progress considering what I fell short and lost those times. Her family thinks I'm kind of a homeless guy. They even had treated me like that despite I literally owned my house and I had a car even though I was in a financial crisis. We were saving so that we could rent a house in a better city and other expenses. Hey, I mean this in the nicest way possible. Does she know she's in a relationship with you? You gave her an ultimatum to either not go to a work concert apparently, or to break up with you. Someone who it very much seems like she's already checked out of the relationship. I hate to tell you that, dude. If there was no communication that you two had officially ended it, then she is 100% just trying to cut things off right now and waiting for you to break up instead. While I am really interested to hear her side of the story, just at the end, my man, this isn't worth your time and you need to walk away from it. The ultimatum was never the issue here. It's just the fact that she has no interest in the relationship and has already checked out of it. And this should be your wake-up call that you gotta just simply move on, dude. She's going to be in your city and has no interest in visiting you. That should tell you everything. Cross-posted from r/relationship advice. I, 24 male, compared my current girlfriend, 22 female, to the Superscore of my exes. I, 24 male, have been in 4 serious relationships. Each ex had a standout trait. One was hot, the other was incredibly thoughtful, one was my first love, this one needs no explanation, and the fourth was just lackluster compared to all of them. I don't know how else to put it. My current girlfriend, 22 female, and the fourth, isn't as hot as the first one, isn't as thoughtful as the thoughtful one, and we don't have the same bond as the first love. Usually these thoughts come out when she's disappointing me, like when she meets my parents and doesn't bring anything, even though she said she'd bring fruit or a gift. So I'd start to subconsciously think she's not as caring as my other ex. I know it's not fair to compare her to the Superscore, SAT reference, LOL, of my exes, but I can't stop thinking this way. And I actually thought like this with my second and third girlfriend as well. I don't know if this is a normal thing people do or if it's something I need to actively try to overcome, but I know that this has sabotaged my past relationships, especially with the hot one, also 22 female. I broke up with her because she didn't care for me like the second one, even though she'd cook and massage me. I think, well, it's not as good as when the second one used to do it. This is one of my biggest regrets. XD! I hope a kangaroo chases you with an aluminum bat. What are some ways someone can train themselves to stop doing this comparison spiral and instead focus on who's in front of them now? Has anyone else overcome this? Edit, I realize I come across narcissistic, which is understandable, but I just expect a lot from my significant other because I give a lot. I pay for their rent and bills if they need assistance. I go out of my way to always prioritize them. I'm just gonna summarize this with my honest opinion, dude. You come across as though you don't see your girlfriends and significant others as people, just objects to compete against each other for your affection, which apparently you deem to be oh so wonderful because you sometimes pay their rent or bills and go out of their way to prioritize them without giving a single example. Also, am I just totally blind here when it comes to bringing fruit or gift to when meeting significant other's parents? Because that just seems I don't know. There's a comment from user Elon is musky. His next post the same day. I, 24 male, regret breaking up with her. 22 female, every day. I, 24 male, still think about my ex. 22 female, Crystal, almost every day. We dated for 9 months and broke up because we constantly argued about boundaries. She'd push back on things that mattered to me, and instead of calmly working through it, I'd get tired and angry. A lot of that came from my first serious relationship, which lasted 5 years, and ended with me dumping because she thought I was suffocating and controlling. Happy face D emoji? Apparently, I never fully healed from that. So when Crystal would challenge my boundaries, I think I was subconsciously reliving that first breakup all over again. To make things more complicated, I also found myself comparing Crystal to my second ex. Someone who always respected my boundaries, went out of her way to make me feel cared for, and never argued. After breaking up with Crystal, I immediately got back with that second ex, hoping for peace. I guess, but quickly ended it again because I didn't feel the same physical attraction I had with Crystal or my first ex. Oh, so Crystal's the hot one. Then I reached out to Crystal to try and get back together. She had begged me to stay, and now she was understandably enraged that I would even ask about getting back together after getting back with my second ex the day after I broke up with her. So now I'm left sitting here, full of regret, realizing that Crystal was probably the one I should have fought harder for. She wasn't perfect, but she was real, and maybe I was the one not ready to meet her halfway. Has anyone else been through a cycle like this, comparing partners, self-sabotaging, and feeling stuck in regret? How did you break out of it and move forward in a healthy way? Response from user Dogs and Cats World 1000. So he's 24 and was with his first ex for 5 years and Crystal for 9 months. So either he started dating the first one when he was less than 19, or those other 2 relationships were for a few weeks. Yet for all 4 of them, he says, I pay for their rent/bills if they need assistance. So are we to believe he was paying rent and bills for his first ex at 19 or less? Elon is musky responds. Yeah, in his other comment, yeah, I was single for a total of 6 months from 17 to 23, lol. So you may have pointed out some correlation and causation there. Thanks for sharing your experience, really helped me get a better grasp of your side of things. He probably gave them $50 and considers that paying their bills. User Meercatable comments, I dated someone like that and they're genuinely some of the worst people to date because they can't stand to be single so much that they pick fights instead of just breaking up with you when they're over it. Also, who the fuck mentions the SAT in a positive light? Haha, SAT reference, lol. Who fucking cares? It's the SAT! Out of all of the things to base your personality around, the SAT. Are we serious? And what's even more insulting is you're using SAT guidelines to then compare your partners to each other. Why? According to my SAT Superscore on my partners, I miss the hot ones so much. Learn to see your exes and partners as people first, then maybe consider getting into a relationship. Or, better yet, spend some time single. Like a year. Just spend some time getting to know yourself and adjusting to be an actual functioning human, because this is weird, dude. A wild outro has crossed your path. What's your response? Oh, you're gonna use code EYES at checkout with gamer subs? Oh shit, it was super effective. That means the outro is defeated.